back in Springfield when the phone rings at 6 o'clock, it's usually the hospital for me on some kind of an emergency. But out here on the beautiful island of St. Croix, you have to go to work, and I can go back to bed. Well, you have a nice day. Oh, and don't work too hard. Just think of me out by the pool enjoying a parade of well-filled bikinis and maybe working up to... What? What's the matter with you?
That's probably the meanest thing you ever said to me.
What, that I'm going to relax?
No, about those well-filled bikinis.
Now, listen here. Nobody fills a bikini like you do, and you know. If it makes you feel any better, I'm just going to spend the whole day studying and waiting for you to call and tell me you're off work.
No, I want you to do that. You deserve this vacation you've earned.
Well, listen, I was so shocked when Sarah suggested it. And more shocked when Ed said okay. I just said yes before they could change their mind. Oh, do you realize what it means to have you for a whole week at last?
Of course I do. I feel the same way.
Sarah said we should use it to talk about some things.
Like what?
No, I don't know. We haven't talked about anything at all lately. For instance, that first little Nelson.
Honey, I didn't sleep at all. I just kept hearing your voice. Reading that letter from Noel, I'm wondering where she was and if she was all right. Well, she's going to call, Mom. She's going to call as soon as she realizes that running away from her problems isn't going to help. Honey, in that letter, she kept using the word us and we. I'm sure she planned to take the baby with her. And with all the trouble she's having with Floyd over the custody of the baby, why would she go off and give him ammunition like that, running off and leaving the baby behind? Oh, no. You're right. You know, I've been watching her with the baby since she's been back. If anything, Kelly Louise means more to her now than she ever did. I just don't believe she would go away and leave that baby. Well, there's got to be some logical explanation for this.
Jennifer, I'm sorry I woke you, but I just had to hear your voice. I tried calling you from Alan's last night. Oh, you know, if I wasn't such a trusting man, I could be very jealous. Of course, I understand. Yes, I am trying to get a couple days off so I can come to New York and be with you. I love you too, Jennifer. I miss you terribly. Goodbye.
But there's another part of me that is so guilty with me, I don't think I can take anymore. No, Mark, please. Good night. Good morning.
Amanda.
About last night.
Wait a minute, you don't have to apologize about last night. I know what you're feeling. I'm feeling the very same thing. Maybe you were right.
About what?
Maybe this is an impossible situation. Maybe the only way for us to deal with it is just to stop seeing each other. Amanda, I really believe that I could find a way for this to work, but I don't want to make you unhappy.
I didn't sleep very much last night. I was so lonely. And I realized you were right. This is a very important time for us, and we shouldn't waste one precious moment of it. That's what I came down here to tell you. Whatever the price, I'll have to pay it. Because I love you, and I need you.
the award-winning Guiding Light. This portion is presented by Minty Fresh fights bad breath without giving you medicine breath, and by Dry Formula Secret, strong enough for a man but made for a woman.
Joe, look what I bought for Joey.
Oh,
Hi, Joe.
Couldn't you have got him a football or something?
Isn't he a little young for that?
No, of course. Isn't he a little young for this?
That's new Secret for me.
But wait, you've already got some.
Old Secret. This is new improved Secret spray. And now with 2 quarterbacks around, I'll need it.
Yeah. Well, what's it going to do besides help keep you dry?
Keep me drier. Look, Secret's new spray is concentrated.
Concentrated, huh? Sounds strong.
Yep, works even better.
Oh, let me try it.
Oh, honey, it's still for women.
Hmm?
Smell.
Well, it's pretty.
Not like a guy.
Yeah, but if it's strong...
Oh. Sorry.
New improved Secret. Stronger to keep women even drier.
Too bad Joey can't use Secret.
Why?
He really needs something to keep him dry.
Oh.
When we set out to make a great laundry detergent, we started with powerful cleaners that work on deep-down dirt, cut through soaked-in grease, get out seeped-in food, clean through ground-in collar soil. Then we concentrated them, all in a powerful quarter cup called Era. So effective, it cleans all the way through. Watch Era clean through ground-in collar soil, taco grease, and motor oil. Put a teaspoon of Era only on the top. Rub, run under warm water, and look. The Era cleaned all the way through, even through the collar soil. That's the kind of clean you want for all your wash. Era cleans all the way through.
As their space shuttle enters morning orbit, a grungy film orbits their mouths.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Scope?
Mine lasts. Your medicine breath, that's what lasts.
Works, doesn't it?
Scope works. Leaves your breath minty fresh. Try.
Minty fresh. Feels like it's working.
To Mars and back. Morning, Colonel.
Buzz off, Bert.
Scope fights bad breath, doesn't give medicine breath.
Hello, love. Just thought I'd stop by, see if you'd heard anything from Nola.
No, not a word.
So what does that mean? You asking for the day off?
Well, no, thank you, Ed. I already talked to Mom about that, and she
Yeah?
insists I go into work and get out of her hair. And I know you have a lot of stuff to do at the office, so I might as well be there. But thank you anyway. And thank you for being such a help last night.
I wish you'd stop thanking me. I wish we could just find Nola and convince her that running away isn't going to solve any of her problems. I mean, all she's really accomplishing is worrying the hell out of your mother.
You know, Mom's mentioned to me how strange it is that Nola took off on her own, left the baby behind. I mean, the tone of that letter was that she was going to take Kelly Louise with her. And you know, something else that puzzles me, and I don't want to mention this to Mom because she's already worried enough.
What?
Why, if she was planning on leaving directly from Mr. McCord's, why didn't she leave that letter out on top of the dresser or someplace where we could obviously see it? No, it was tucked in a dress, in the pocket of a dress, just thrown across the chair.
All right, you've got a point there. So what do you want me to do, call up Larry Wyatt? See if you can go out to the McCord house and look around again?
Oh, Dad, if you'd do that, I'd be so grateful.
Grateful?
Yeah.
Would you be grateful? How grateful would you be, really? Hmm?
Real.
Please, come on.
Great.
Better than that. All right.
You will never know how happy I was to see you come in the cottage door this morning.
I tried calling you several times last night. Always ended hanging up. I even made it to the front door a couple times. But then an overwhelming sense of guilt stopped me.
Amanda, I never meant to put you through all of this. Last night when I left you at the front door and realized how upset you were, I started doing a lot of thinking about us. I realized just how selfish I'd been to admit my feelings to you. And even more important, to give in to them. It's probably the most selfish thing I've ever done in my life.
You're not completely to blame.
Listen, please. I never meant to hurt you or to turn our lives upside down like I've done. Maybe the best thing for me to do right now for both of us would be to simply walk away from your life.
You can't do that. I need you now. Why do you think I came down here this morning?
love you for saying that, but I don't see any other solution at this point.
Even if you were to leave, my feelings for you wouldn't change. Why do you think I feel so guilty? I'm in love with my mother's husband, and I'd still be in love with you even if you weren't here. What do we do?
I think the only thing we can do is to simply tell Jennifer the truth. I know she'll hate me for it, but I'm willing to take that risk. And I am also willing to take the blame for everything that's happened.
I'm half to blame. I trust you. Just don't leave.
Do you realize that for the first time, you said, I trust you on your own? And for the first time, I believe it. Amanda, I will never, ever do anything to betray that trust. Never.
Oh, good morning, Brenda.
Oh, hi, Josh.
Expect to see anybody in here so early.
Then why did you knock?
Habit, I guess. I don't know. Listen, has Amanda phoned in today at all yet?
No. Why?
Well, I just talked to my father this morning on the phone, and he says the talks with Ross are going so well, he thinks they're real close to an agreement on the offshore drilling project. I thought perhaps Amanda might want to fly out to Oklahoma City and just kind of finalize things, you know. Then Ross wouldn't have to fly all the way back here, present the proposal to Amanda, and fly all the way back to Oklahoma City again, you know. Kind of, I don't know, efficiency.
Well, I don't think Amanda wants to leave the office now with Henry gone and Vanessa on vacation, Josh.
Yeah, well, I think it's worth a try anyway.
Change your mind?
No, you know, I think it's such a terrific morning. I think I'm going to drive to Thornway Road myself and talk to Amanda there. That way, if she agrees with me, she can throw some stuff together, and I'll drive her straight to the airport. You have a good day, okay?
Mm-hmm. You too.
Listen, don't work too hard, okay?
Promise.
I've got to get back to the main house and get dressed. I'm going to be late for the office as it is.
We were robbed of a whole night together. I'm not going to let you go now, not without a big argument.
If you're willing to work a little, you can have fresher-looking skin with this, a pre-apricot facial scrub. But be ready. It's different. You just add water and rub into a lather. You can actually feel it working, getting rid of that dead skin layer that can clog your pores and cause skin problems. Your face looks fresh, glowing, alive. A pre-apricot facial scrub. Isn't your skin worth it?
Hi, we're the Gatlins. We sing all across the country. And we've tried fried chicken from coast to coast. But there's one special fried chicken we love the most. And what's that called?
Original recipe.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, they do it right. 11 herbs and spices in every bite.
Original recipe.
Just one way, we ought to know. Kentucky Fried Chicken, they do chicken right.
Kids never give up.
Kids are kids. Kids are kids, it's true. Kids will do things only kids will do.
Almost.
And moms are moms. They know what's fun for kids.
Maybe Mom will make us some Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid unsweetened and my sugar gives them fruity flavors and vitamin C. Besides, soda's about 3 times the price.
That hits the spot.
Moms know Kool-Aid. It's the one for kids.
Kool-Aid brand soft drink mix.
Bill Cosby! And Tucker in?
Yeah, we heard about your great dessert.
You mean pudding in a cloud?
Pudding in a cloud.
Made with Cool Whip and Jell-O instant pudding. You get 2 delicious tastes in every spoonful.
Is it hard to make?
No! Swirl in fresh-tasting Cool Whip, spoon in luscious Jell-O instant pudding.
2 delicious tastes in every spoonful.
Wow.
Pudding in a cloud.
Pudding in a cloud from Cool Whip non-dairy whipped topping.
And Jell-O brand instant pudding.
Tuesday on Universe, can computers create a super horse and make man run faster than ever? Then the two of us bicker over Brentwood's
The
gambling.
important thing is not the money.
You're wrong, madam. The important thing is the money.
Then on the CBS Tuesday night movies, a modern-day pirate turns a young couple's romantic cruise into a desperate voyage. All on Tuesday.
Morgan!
Hi.
What are you doing here?
Oh, well, I have 1 hour to change and get made up again and get my hair done. What are you doing here? I thought you'd be at the beach.
Yeah, well, I slept another hour after you left and I had coffee sent up. Ed just called.
Oh, how's everybody in Springfield?
Well, the big news seems to be that Nola's left.
Where'd she go?
Nobody knows. She was just apparently afraid that Floyd was going to win the custody suit. She quit her job with Mr. McCord, too.
Must be hard for her to go to a new place, baby and everything.
Yeah, well, that's the strange part. She didn't take the baby with her.
You're kidding. I thought if there was anyone that Nola cared about, it was the baby.
What are your plans for the rest of the day?
Oh, I don't know. Mr. Williams, director, said that I should be finished by about 2 or 3, but I'll call the front desk and leave a message, so keep checking in, okay?
Oh, I will. I will.
You know, it's hard for me to get ready with you holding me like this.
So how long does it take to get into a bikini, huh?
Well, I also have to have my hair put in rollers and brushed up.
Oh, I see. How long does all that take?
Oh, about 20 minutes.
What do you know? That leaves us with 35.
You know, you have a one-track mind.
Definitely. Especially with our crazy schedules. Listen, you know how many nights I lay awake on that convertible sofa dreaming of being here with you like this?
You know, I only have one complaint.
What?
You talk too much.
Good morning, Ivy.
Oh, Alan, good morning.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I was just wondering if you'd come up with anything on Quentin McCord. After our brief meeting, I can see why you suspect that he might be the man who was working with Lucian Golf, and he could also be the Samuel Pasquin that both Golf and Roger Thorpe were calling from Europe all this month.
Well, unfortunately, I haven't got anything new to report, but I'm hoping that Larry Wyatt can help us.
What do you mean?
Well, he called me a few minutes ago. It seems that Nola Reardon left Springfield very suddenly last night. So Ed Bauer called Larry and wanted him to go out to the house today and see if there was any evidence of foul play. My hope is, of course, that he can come up with something specific about McCord's whereabouts in Europe. Hopefully it'll correspond with what we already have, and we'll have our first real lead.
Has any of that ransom money been put into circulation yet?
No, it makes me even more certain that whoever got the money was not somebody just hired by Golf. Now, if it was, he would have started spending it already. I'm sure whoever has that $1 million is also the man we're looking for.
But if he wanted to harm me, why hasn't he made another move now that Goff's dead and I've been released?
Well, it could be, Alan, that they had another objective in mind, something connected with whatever Golf had on your father, which is why I'm poring yet again over all of Brandon Spaulding's correspondence, both personal and business, trying to come up with some clue.
It sounds like an impossible task.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is, but it seems to be the only way to look for blackmail. I keep thinking, Alan, there's something in this print. Are you sure, absolutely sure you don't remember anything about it?
I've looked at this picture so many times, trying to jar my memory. It was obviously taken when I was in college or just graduated, but I can't even remember the room it was taken in or whose arm that is in the picture.
And would that be about the time you were involved with Jennifer and she became pregnant with Amanda?
Yes, but the only one who might want to harm me at that time was Jennifer's brother, Chet. He's dead now. No, it's no use. Isn't Amanda in yet? Or did she say what time she was going to come?
No, she didn't, but if Josh Lewis has his way, she'll be on a plane to Oklahoma City this morning.
What do you mean?
Well, he told me that his father is quite anxious for this new deal with Lewis Oil to go through, so he wants Josh to persuade Amanda to fly to Oklahoma City, discuss it there with Ross, and then okay the deal.
Sounds like HB and Billy are trying to railroad her. I better give her a call and talk to her about so early in the morning?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was down at the main house looking for Amanda, and Maggie had just arrived there. Told me that Amanda wasn't there. I thought perhaps she'd come down here to join you for breakfast. Obviously, I was right.
Well, hello. I'm Henry VIII. 5 wives so far, and not one could understand me.
Henry, get away from that table. You're getting too fat.
Always nagging, just because I love to eat. What do I want to eat? I'll eat as much as I want. Who's king around here anyway? It's enough to give a monarch an upset stomach.
Upset stomach? Pepto-Bismol. It coats, soothes, relieves.
You'd understand, wouldn't you, my pretty?
Hey, Mike, pass the milk. Coming your way, Gordy.
Nice catch, Gordy.
Rosie, I never miss.
I think you just went into a slump.
Get something quick, Rosie.
Catch this, Gordy. Bounty starts quicker.
Wow.
So you finish quicker.
Hey, you mean only Bounty works that fast, Rosie?
It has to with all the big league bumblers like Gordy around here. Come on, I'll prove it. A top challenger here and Bounty here.
Hey, Bounty starts working a lot quicker.
Like I said, Bounty starts quicker.
So you finish quicker. Gee, that's great.
And now Mike will show us how strong Bounty is.
Huh?
Mike, put that pie on here.
Boy, that is strong. We're convinced, Rosie. Bounty's the champ.
Around here, it's gotta be.
Hey, Rosie, catch.
I never miss. Bounty's a quicker picker-upper. Starts quicker, so you finish quicker.
We'll continue with part 2 of Guiding Light in a moment.
They are snobbish, unconventional, arrogant, raucous, irreverent, but very funny and filthy rich. I love them. They're my kind of people.
That radio could have fallen in anyone's bathtub.
Filthy Rich, JR's kind of people, JR's kind of comedy. Coming Monday, right after MASH.
This is CBS.
Some things you can fake. Lips, lashes, you know. But one thing you can't fake, looking light. So for me, it's 1 calorie Pepsi Light. I love that touch of lemon. It makes Pepsi Light so refreshing. And that 1 calorie, just 1.
Helps me keep looking light all over. Can't fake that. Looking Pepsi Light.
As you can see, the same long-distance call to the same place at the same time doesn't cost the same. Fact is, it can be half as much on MCI, the nation's long-distance phone company. If your long-distance bills are $25 a month or more, call MCI now and join more than 1 million people in cutting those bills down to size. Call now. You can use the extra money more than Bell Telephone.
From pint-sized powerhouse Pia Zadora and basic training in combat boots to the high-stepping hilarity of the high-heeled women, it's all on 2 on the Town, Saturday at 7:30.
Inside the Life of a Gossip at 5.
This portion of Guiding Light is presented by Ivory. There's a pure, natural kind of clean when you lather up with Ivory. And by Head & Shoulders, available in regular and conditioning formulas.
Josh Lewis just stopped by. I'll be right up.
Jennifer called me this morning from New York and said she needed some clothing sent right away. I can't tell one blouse from another, so I called up Amanda to see if she'd help me out. Coffee's on the stove. I'll go see what Amanda wants. Be right back.
Josh Lewis, of all people, to find us together?
Josh didn't find us together. He walked in on me alone downstairs and heard you upstairs. Now, I made a perfectly logical reason for you being here.
What?
I told him that Jennifer had called early this morning and she needed some things sent to her in New York. Now, since you knew her wardrobe better than me, I asked you to come over and help me pick out some things. Now, all you have to do is go downstairs with a small suitcase, say you've gotten Jennifer's things together, and that will be the end
No,
of it.
it won't. When he sees me in a robe, he's going to know something happened.
He's not going to know a damn thing if you change into some of Jennifer's things and get rid of that guilty look. Now, I made up the excuse. It's up to you to follow through on it and pull yourself together.
You're hurting me.
I'm sorry.
It's not going to stop until Mother finds out.
Amanda, don't get hysterical. Stop it. Do you hear me? Just stop it.
Stop it, Mark. You're hurting me. What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that?
I better get downstairs and check on Josh before he really gets suspicious.
Well, I'll take a man with me. And I'll get over to Thornley Road right now. If I find anything, I'll let you know.
Oh, thank you very much for coming over so quickly.
Yeah, well, Mike's a good friend of mine, so when Ed called, I'll be in touch.
Thank you, Larry. You sure you don't want to take the day off?
Oh, no. There's nothing you can do here, honey. I'll be fine. And I feel much better knowing that Lieutenant White is working on a case. Okay, well, I'll call you today. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, B.
Maybe you're right, Josh. Maybe I should go out to Oklahoma City and be there when Ross finalizes things.
Well, that's great. I can't wait to tell HB and Billy. Listen, I'll tell you what, why don't I walk you over to the main house? I'll wait a little while for you to get ready, and I can drive you straight out to the airport.
Well, that won't be necessary. I'll drive her out if she decides to go.
She's already decided.
Well, I'd like to have a talk with Amanda privately, if you don't mind.
Sure. Okay, fine. Well, listen, if you decide that you need that ride, you just let me know, okay?
I will, thank you.
So long.
I'm not going to let you go out there.
He thinks it's important for me to go.
Since when do you think anything that Josh Lewis might suggest is important? Amanda, you're using this as an excuse to get away from me. If that's the truth, then I'm going to put up one hell of a fight.
I can't stay here. I can't go on living like this.
Running away is not going to solve anything. You said yourself that it won't change the way you feel about me. It's not going to change the way I feel about you.
No, but I've got to get out of here.
Hello. Yes, Alan. She's here. Yeah, just a minute. It's your father.
Now, one more person knows that I was here this morning. Hello, Ellen.
Hello, Amanda. Have you talked to Josh yet?
Yes, I have. And he suggested that I fly out to Oklahoma City this morning to finalize the agreement with Lewis Oil. I was just on my way up to the main house to pack.
Well, I'm glad I caught you. I think H.B. Lewis is trying to bulldoze you, and I strongly advise you not to go. You stay right here in Springfield, and if Lewis Oil is so eager to conclude this agreement, let them come here.
If only you could hear what people think.
Hey, sure like to be her pen pal.
Nice. Must be the new guy in 3A. Too bad he's scratching his head. It could be dandruff.
Maybe I can catch her apartment number.
I've never seen so much junk mail.
You may not think you have dandruff, but that little itch could be showing that you do. When you use Head & Shoulders shampoo, Head & Shoulders handles that little itch. So all it shows is hair that's soft and shiny clean.
Now that's an improvement.
3A? Oh, 3B.
Try Head & Shoulders shampoo and show off your hair, not the itch of dandruff, in regular and conditioning formulas.
After a tough practice, you probably think I use a deodorant soap. No way. I made a break from deodorant soaps a long time ago. A clean break with Ivory.
Wow.
Look inside. Ivory's a basic natural soap to give you an honest clean. And there's no way you can be cleaner than that. You see, Ivory doesn't mix up clean with a bunch of additives like heavy perfumes and deodorants. Those things don't get you clean. And I always use a deodorant after I shower, So I don't want one in my soap. Ivory's made to do just one thing, get me as clean as I can be. So I feel clean, I smell clean. That's an honest clean.
Make a clean break. With Ivory, no soap can get you cleaner than that, no matter how hard you try.
Procter & Gamble with terrific money-saving coupons. Look in this Sunday's paper for these coupons and redeem them for big savings on many of your favorite Procter & Gamble products. And there's a lot more. I can't tell you exactly what, but this boat is a hint. So check newspapers or store displays for complete details and get ready to sail for savings.
Mrs. Renfield, what was the last thing that Nola said to you before you went out to help Fritz find the dog?
Lieutenant, I've already told you several times.
Mrs. Renfield, I'm asking you again. Now, it's possible that Nola didn't leave this room alone last night. If there was any kind of foul play involved, I have to get to the bottom of it, so I want you to tell me again.
I begged Nola not to give up her job here, but she was determined to pack her things and leave. Then I suggested that we have a cup of tea together, after I helped Fritz look for the dog.
Did Nola agree to this?
She said she would, if she was still here.
You know, Fritz, did the dogs ever run off like this before?
They have run off several times when they hurt the animals in the woods, but they never stayed away this long.
Now, Mrs. Renfield, when you returned and came back up into the room, did you notice any signs of a struggle?
None. The drawers to the bureau and the armoire were open, and all of Nola and Kelly Louise's things were gone.
Well, then why did you order Fritz to clean up the room that late at night?
I only did that at Miss Manzini's insistence.
Miss Manzini?
Yes.
Why did you decide to move in here last night?
Oh, well, this room is so much larger than the one I was occupying, and the ventilation is so much better.
You were an associate of Silas Crocker. Now, he's a man who was wanted for questioning in the murder of a Charles Taylor in London.
Yes, I worked with Mr. Crocker for several years, but we had a parting of the ways not too long ago.
Have you been in contact with Mr. Crocker at all since you and Mr. McCord returned from that island that you were working on?
I've not heard from Mr. Crocker, nor do I expect to.
You worked for Mr. Crocker as an archaeologist. Was that the full extent of your relationship?
She's lying. She's been Silas Crocker's mistress for years.
That relationship ended, too. The night I left Silas's camp to ask Quentin for his protection.
Miss Manzini, have you been in contact with Mr. McCord, or were you in contact with Mr. McCord during the times that he was living in various places in Europe?
Yes, I was.
Well, I'd like to talk to you about those different places that he lived, and especially about the dates that he lived in each one of those places.
Lieutenant, Miss Manzini saw very little of Mr. McCord during that time, and her memory is far from dependable.
Now, Mrs. Renfield, I asked you for this very same information, and you claimed that you couldn't remember any of it. Now, if Miss Manzini can remember, I'd like to talk to her about it.
Certainly.
So I'll meet you down in the library in about 20 minutes.
Joe.
Follow him. Don't let him out of your sight. And you are to tell the lieutenant absolutely nothing.
You don't frighten me, Violet. I told you that last night.
Mr. McCord is expected back this afternoon. Now, if I tell him that you have given the police any information about his private life, I can assure you he will have you out of this house before you draw your next breath.
I thought you were so fond of Nola. You would do anything in this world to help the police find out what happened to her.
I would. But the questions that the lieutenant has to ask you have nothing to do with Nola's disappearance. He is only snooping into Mr. McCord's private life. I want you to tell him that you remember absolutely nothing about that period. Have I made myself quite clear?
As always. I know there's been foul play, and that Silas has Nola, but I'd be the last one to ever tell the police.
Kelly?
Yes, hello. I'd like to know if my husband picked up the message I left for him at the front desk. My name is Morgan Nelson. Okay, do you think you could page him at the pool, please? Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, I just got your message by the pool. All right. What do you know?
Isn't it, the director told me that I'd be finished by 2:30. I called and left a message. I thought, you and I could go into Christian instead and maybe do some shopping and pick up some souvenirs.
Sounds great. Listen, I rented a car, too, so you can keep it, after I've gone back.
I don't think I'll need it. I'll only be here 2, 3, maybe 4 days after you've gone there. We'll catch the next plane back to Springfield.
Listen, I will throw on some clothes, and as soon as you're ready, we can leave. Oh, listen, how'd your session go today, huh? Go all right?
Okay, I'll tell you about it on the way to Christian instead. I've got to take a shower now.
All right. Hey, was this in the, that TV commercial?
Well, what happened was they bought me a little dainty chain to wear, and I told them that this had a lot of sentimental value, and that my husband bought it for me for my birthday. They let me wear it.
I'm glad you did. I just wish you hadn't lost the other one, I mean, that was the miniature portrait of it that Ben did. It was kind of special. Listen, why don't you call Liz? Maybe she's found it by now, huh?
I don't think she's found it, Kelly.
So Kelly asked me again to be sure to thank you for arranging for his time off.
Don't you think you should tell him the truth, that it was your idea right from the beginning?
Never. He wouldn't have gone if he'd known I was giving him a special favor. Why spoil it for him?
Well, I just hope that Morgan takes advantage of this opportunity to discuss some things with Kelly that has really been bothering her.
Excuse me, hold on a minute. I'm sorry I'm late for my appointment, Sarah, but I just got away from the office just now.
Well, I'll leave you to. I'll see you later.
How did Dynasty's Joan Collins shatter then mend her troubled marriage? Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know.
How did Michael Landon's children destroy the monster inside their father? This week's National Enquirer tells you. Can a dog teach your husband new fashion tricks? Can making funny faces make your face look younger?
It's in the Enquirer.
Did Marilyn Monroe's spirit cry murder from the grave? Find out in the Enquirer. Over 100 features for people with inquiring minds.
Like me.
Arthritis pain sufferers. Do you know millions of you can take aspirin, even if your stomach is aspirin sensitive, because there's Ecotrin. Look, Ecotrin is not the aspirin substitute. It's aspirin. But Ecotrin helps protect you from aspirin stomach upset with this orange safety coating. Now you can take what doctors recommend most for minor pain, aspirin, but without all aspirin stomach upset. Ecotrin, it's strong. It's orange.
I gotta lose weight. I gotta lose weight.
There you sit, skipping meals to lose weight.
I gotta lose weight.
But skipping meals isn't smart. Nutrition's too important.
Oh?
So skip with figurines. 2 figurines bars provide the nutrition of a sensible meal without the meal. So in your diet plan, figurines helps you lose weight.
I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna lose weight.
When you skip that fattening meal, don't skip nutrition. Skip with figurines.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, it's a miniature of that sugar mill we saw earlier.
Look, it says it's handmade in St. Croix. Could you imagine making something like that by hand?
No, I can't. That's probably why it's so expensive.
It's not that expensive.
Take another little peek at that price tag.
All good things cost money.
No, some things don't.
You know what I mean.
Well, that's a far cry from that housewife who used to look for bargains on pasta.
Let's just say I've learned a lot more about the price of living.
Plus you make about 10 times more money than anybody I know.
Kelly.
Look, I wish I could buy it for you.
Well, I didn't say I wanted it.
Yeah, but you do.
You're right. It's much too extravagant.
Good things cost money.
Oh, Kelly, look. Have you ever seen such flowers in your life? Come on.
What, are you looking for something I can afford?
Get out of here. Just come over and look.
Yeah, okay.
I'm under a lot of pressure at the office. More importantly, I'm under a lot of emotional strain in my personal life.
I want to talk about that emotional strain because I know that you've been trying very hard to separate your personal and your professional life.
I was doing so well, too, Sarah. Really, I was. But things have changed.
Amanda, I can't help you if you continue to talk in generalities and don't get to a specific.
You know about my conflicting feelings when Mark and Jennifer returned from Europe married. When Mark first came into my life, I was incredibly attracted to him. And things didn't work out. But I really believed that if I was just honest with him about my feelings when he got back from Europe, that I could make it work. But then he returned married to my mother. My need for him didn't stop. My attraction for him didn't stop, no matter how much I denied it. Every time he touched me, Sarah, every time he even looked at me, I would get this horrible longing. I know that people think of me as being very cold and cut off. But I have human needs and desires, too.
Oh, Amanda, I know that. And I'm sure that in time, you'll be able to deal with these feelings.
No, I can't deal with them now, and that's why I'm here. I'm in love with him, Sarah. And he feels the same way about me. What I'm trying to tell you is... we've been lovers ever since my mother went to New York. Oh, God, Sarah, I don't know how to deal with it. You've just got to help me. You've got to.
I want to show you something really terrific.
Offers Karen a job in high fashion, but will the friendship turn into bitter rivalry?
You envy what I've got, but you're jealous because Diana likes me.
It all happens Thursday.
Well, if you hear from Amanda before I do, would you please call my office right away?
Sure.
Thank you, Brenda. Oh, Ellen, how are you?
How are you? Nice to see you. Hello, Brenda. I finished my day in my new office. I thought I'd stop by and find out if Amanda had heard anything more from Ross in Oklahoma City.
Well, no one seems to know where Amanda is.
Well, she left about 2 o'clock this afternoon. She seemed rather distressed about something and didn't say when she'd be back.
I've been very worried about her the last few days. She's been so distant and on edge. Do you have any idea what's bothering her?
No. Well, Alan, I'm very glad you convinced her not to go to Oklahoma City. I agree with you that H.B. Lewis is probably trying to railroad something, but I don't think Amanda is in any emotional condition to make important decisions.
I wish Jennifer were here. She seems to be the one person that Amanda can speak openly to about her feelings.
Alan, I think I should tell you that Amanda intimated to me that she was afraid she might be on the verge of another emotional breakdown.
Oh, Lord, I pray that's not true. You didn't know Amanda last summer. It was terrible. Jennifer was the only one who could get through to her. I think I'll call Jennifer tonight and see if she can come back for a few days and find out what's really bothering Amanda.
Well, I'm about to call Jennifer now. Why don't I suggest it?
I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Have you heard anything from Larry Wyatt after his visit to McCord's place?
Well, yes, he called about an hour ago, Alan. He didn't turn up anything about Nola's disappearance, but he did talk for several hours to the housekeeper, trying to get some specific information about McCord's whereabouts in Europe. She still refused to talk about it. He also told me, however, he talked to a Helena Manzini, some associate of McCord's, and she refused to say anything, but he was sure she was holding something back. So I've got the Bureau stepping up their investigation into McCord's background and also to get me some more information on this Daniel Pasquin. Alan, if we could just establish the fact that Pasquin and McCord are the same man, we could move ahead on this.
And I told Lieutenant Wyatt that I couldn't remember the dates of Quentin's stays in Switzerland, Italy, and the south of France.
Did he ask you about Blanche Bouvier?
Yes. And I was able to tell him quite honestly that if he had known anyone by that name, it must have been during the time we weren't on speaking terms.
Eleanor, I have one more question to ask you, and I want an absolutely honest answer. Have you had any contact at all with Silas Crocker since he escaped from that island?
Violet, how many times do I have to tell you? No, I haven't. Silas hates me now, almost as much as he hates Quentin and Nola Reardon.
Excuse me, Mrs. Renfield. Mr. McCord just arrived home. He wants to see in the library at once.
Now would be the perfect time to check out the third floor.
There isn't much else to report. There was no sign of a struggle or foul play of any kind. Then Mrs. Renfield said that Nola was in a very emotional mood when she went there last night to pack her things.
Well, did you talk to her friend, Gracie Middleton?
Yes, I stopped at the beauty shop on my way over here. Miss Middleton said that Nola had told her that she intended to leave and start a new life someplace else. Now, she knew about the letters that Nola had written. She said that Nola couldn't face telling her family because she was afraid that you'd try to talk her out of it.
Listen, did Gracie say anything about whether Nola had mentioned taking Kelly Louise with her?
Yeah, that was the plan, but apparently Nola changed her mind at the last minute. Sounds like a girl who was in a very emotional state, going through an emotional time, and trying to solve her problems by running away from them.
No, I just don't believe that.
Well, I'll get over to Thornway Road from time to time and see if I can pick up on anything new. One thing's for sure, those people are hiding a lot of secrets, protecting them. I don't know whose secrets they are or what they are, but I'll find out. In the meantime, don't worry about Nola. I'm sure she's all right. You'll hear from her very soon.
Comfortable, Nola? Yeah, well, I know this old deserted freighter isn't as luxurious as your room at Quentin's on Thornway Road, but it's just perfect for us. You know why? Nobody ever would think of looking for us here. Are you paying attention, Nola? I'll tell you why, because I'd like your opinion on this letter that I'm writing to Quentin. You see, now, it's got to be short and to the point, but very persuasive. You know, I wonder if the tables were turned and I was in Quentin's place, would I give up one golden cradle worth king's ransom for one Nola Reardon?
Oh. Yeah,
Looks like these are full of them. Well, they'll be our companions and only bunkmates for as long as we're here.
Eldon Dye, age 49, sales manager, condition, tension headache.
The pressure is right here on the sides. It just starts at the base of the neck and moves right up. Conquer the world.
This has been the award-winning Guiding Light.
Well, and since the New York Museum curator is so anxious to get the artifacts and the golden cradle, I've decided to spend the next few days packing and take them there.
And deliver them yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Then perhaps I can put an end to this entire chapter of my life.
Well, then you can start on a new project.
Oh, no. I haven't the stomach for it. Not unless I can persuade Nola to bring Kelly Louise and come back here and live. As a matter of fact, I think that's what I'll do. I'll go and shower and change, go over to the Reardons, and persuade Nola to come back.
Mr. McCord.
Yes?
Nola is not at her mother.
Oh, where is she?
I don't know. And neither does her family.
I don't understand. How do you know all this?
Because she came here last night to get her things.
You didn't let her, did you?
I did everything I could to dissuade her.
Well, she must have said where she was going.
No. She left a note for her mother saying that she was going off somewhere to try to start a new life.
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, to pack up everything and leave, especially with an infant.
The baby is at Mrs. Reardon's.
Never. Nola would never leave Kelly Louise behind unless... Crocker. Silas Crocker.
Don't even entertain such a thought.
But there's no other explanation.
Well, Lieutenant Wyatt...
Lieutenant Wyatt? What does he have to do with all this?
He was here all afternoon asking questions. Don't worry. No one told him anything.
What did he say about Nola?
Well, I think he was convinced that she's just packed and left Springfield. Forever.